Hello, hello. Good morning. Happy Monday. Oops, let me disconnect. Check, check, check. Joseph. Hello, hello. Check, check. Balancing out. Check, check, check. Well, while I'm waiting for a few more people to come in, let's get started. So very first thing, let's put our hands together. And as we put our hands together, we're gonna do this. Julie's coming in as well. A few more people. So I'm gonna give another minute or two. And we are going to get the party started. Let's get the party started. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, come on, come on. I see my peeps coming in. Abigail is in the house, and Joseph is in the house. Julie's in the house. I love this. Let me just see here. And I am so blessed to have this great opportunity to start the week in a great note, to start the week with a high energy. I was talking to another friend of mine, and it's like, well, he's a kind of calm guy, and saying, should I come? It's like, well, if you want to get a kick in the butt, you want to get like a hype of energy, no, you shouldn't. But if you want to get things going and starting a good note, this is the place to be. It's a new project that I'm starting. So every Monday morning at 7 a.m., we are going to be here to start the week in a great note. Now, do we have challenges? Of course, we have challenges. It's part of who we are. And this weekend, I was in a conference. In the conference, the gentleman was saying that there are two types of people. One group of individuals, they are content where they are. They achieve certain level of comfort, and that's who they want to be. They don't want any big challenges, and their lives looks almost like somebody on the ICU. It's a flat line. There's no hiccups, there's no ups and downs. It's a very predictable type of life and goes like a flat line, which is okay. But you also have the other group of individuals, and the other group of individuals, they are never satisfied. They are never content. I am part of that second group of individuals, right? Why? Because when I think about the things that I am doing, the things that I already accomplished, when I think about my journey, when I moved to Canada, 2010, August 2010, I arrived here in Canada with $4,000 in my pocket, two luggages, and a lot of dreams. Marjorie, welcome. And when that happened,
Hi.
I had a lot of dreams. And if I didn't have the willpower to keep moving forward and get comfortable with the idea of being uncomfortable, I wouldn't be where I am today. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm not facing challenges. I am facing a whole lot of challenges. And I was having a conversation with my wife, because my wife comes from an environment where both my in-laws, they built their careers working for the government, very predictable. They are not rich by any means, but they have no idea what is scarcity means. They have no idea what's going through challenges means. They have no idea. And then Janet, my Dutch wife, comes from that environment and get married to this Brazilian crazy guy that is like a roller coaster. One day it's like, wow, we are conquering the world. And the next day, the phone is blowing up because of the challenges knocking the door. And I made that decision. And I told her, until the day I die, this is what our life is going to look like. Because when I'm getting comfortable, I will probably start to be complacent. And I'm not going to allow myself to be complacent. I'm going to keep pushing and looking. How can I stretch myself a little more? Now, that comes with a great responsibility because as you grow and you get into new projects and new ideas and new ventures and new communities, now you have a whole lot of group of people that are dependent of you. And when you get, and you know, like I hear people saying, oh, it doesn't have to be lonely at the top, which I partially agree, because I'm going to use Joseph as an example. I've been following him on social media, and brother, seeing that video of you going to your previous job and quitting, and they throwing that great party for you. I don't know if it was a party, but like that great moment of thanking you for the years of work. It's like, you're gonna be missed, so you are loved. And you're literally like, okay, guys, I'm living this stability towards the unknown. And what will happen is this: as people they follow your journey and they see where you are, then they automatically gonna put you on a pedestal. And as people put us on a pedestal, and this happened to me as well, they put us on a pedestal, and sometimes it's like, oh man, I'm going through some challenges. Come on, it's gonna be easy for you. And then that's a very difficult position to be, because now we're also thinking, oh, I have to do things right because I have all these people looking up to me and I can't disappoint them. And then the challenge they come, and now it's very difficult to open the camera and be vulnerable because like, what my followers will say. Like, we don't say that out loud, that's out here, because the biggest war, the biggest battle we can face is the battle in our minds, right? And here I am thinking about that and seeing that great thing happening. It's like, okay, I love what you did, but I'm gonna tell you right now, as you keep growing, you can make a decision. You can grow like this, or you can grow like this. Now, I tried this way, and it worked, okay? However, when the challenges they come on the same speed that the growth came. And it's, oh my goodness, it is painful. Sometimes you feel like you're sleeping with the enemy. And again, I'm not saying that my wife is the enemy, but she's like, why you keep doing this? Why putting yourself in that position? And she's not saying that because she's not supporting me or because she's not okay with what I'm doing, but she sees the stress and the pain. So she's trying to help me and protect me. And that's when we accept that type of advice. It's like, no, you're right. I should slow down. No, I don't have time to freaking slow down. What things that I have to do? Okay, I'm 47 years old now. And when I think about everything I have to do, it's not that I want, I have to do. And I look the average lifespan, it's like, oh my goodness, I'm already running out of town. So I'm in a mission here. I have zero time for individuals that they have a low energy. Now, there are times that you have the low energy just because of how life is and the challenges and depression they come in, and you feel it. But there are some people in our lives, it's like, how are you doing? I'm okay. Look, just okay? Yeah, I'm just okay, you know. Like, I have no time. Like, I have no time. Now, if I'm talking to some of these people and I can add some value to their lives, I will spend all the time. But if they're not doing anything to get out of that status quo, say, okay, I'm done. I tap out. Like, you know, I tap out and I am gone. Why? Because think about this week. Yes, today's a holiday, at least here in Ottawa. It's a holiday. I'm so happy about it. We have plans for the day. And then in my mind, oh my goodness, I'm going to spend 2 hours playing bowling with my wife's family, my in-laws, and her brother and his family, and why not? And in my mind, how can I make that 2-3 hours productive? If I cannot make it productive, I'm gonna cut in half. But Sandra, this is family time. This is important. And I do agree. And for that reason alone, I will allow myself to be 2 hours in the bowling alley playing bowling. I love bowling. No, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then I'm going through this perspective of life that's like, OMG. A few months ago, I was hosting a retreat, and the theme of my retreat was, can you get comfortable with the idea of going back to zero and starting over from scratch? So think about this for a second. How do you feel about the idea of getting back to zero, starting over from scratch, and get comfort with that idea? Now, I gotta admit, it's much easier said than done. Because here I am in a new venture, bought a business, and Julie's like, Sandro, don't do it. I'm gonna do it. Don't do it. I'm gonna do it. And somebody told me, but you're gonna buy a business? Yes. How? I'm gonna put a creative offer on the table. It's like, this offer? They're never gonna accept that. What? Let me show you. Anyways, the wrong motivation, but I was motivated by a rage. I'm gonna show all these people that are saying that I can't do a thing. What? And Julie came from a different perspective. Don't do it. It's not because you can't, because I know you can, but don't do it because those are the challenges you're going to face. Now, Julie, that's gonna be easy. Walk in the park. And she was absolutely right. No, I mean, like, I had to literally put aside a lot of other things that I was doing because now I'm in this business active. And today I have a meeting with my business partner. We got to find a way to work on the business. It's not working for the business as I'm working right now. And yet, despite of the challenges and the phone ringing and people calling me and wanting updates and all this pressure coming, the financial pressure, interest rates, and the community, oh my goodness, like so many from every single side, I have the ability to sit and to look into the mirror and say, Sandro, you are a smart man. You are capable. Nothing is going to stop you. So try this for a second. If you put your finger under your nose and you feel it, can you feel it as you breathe? Yes, you're breathing. Okay, so you're not going to die. You can do this. And somebody asked me last night, Sandra, I have this project to do and I am so scared. It's like, what is the worst case scenario? And then they gave me the worst case scenario. It's like, oh, no. Think about something worse than that. It's like, I can't think of anything. Okay, so ask yourself this question. If you do this and things go south, are you going to die? If the answer is no, and you have enough courage, jump on it. But don't be afraid of asking for help. I am learning on my own experience that once you achieve a certain level of expertise or success, there's always a whole lot of people that are way more successful than you, and they will gladly help if you're going through trouble. I'm learning that I'm very good at finding opportunities, being creative in structuring deals and getting the deals done. But there's another thing that, okay, and then what? And then when it comes to the then what, I suck at property management. I suck at leveraging and talking to tenants. I run away from spreadsheets and financial statements. I do understand because you have to understand. But the whole thing, oh, take care of it. Oh my goodness, it's a nightmare. So I had to reach out to some individuals and say, guys, I bought $18 million worth of real estate in 1 year. And was great. it gives that like, wow, I did it. But the next phase that is stabilizing the assets and dealing with all the great challenges that come with, like I suck. I And once you are vulnerable and you put that out there, that you literally need help, you will find the help. And most importantly, every single one of us in this room this morning have something to give. Either a, a learning experience or a winning experience, because we are either learning or we are winning or learning. You will find someone that just need that word from you and may change their lives, right? So having that perspective that the challenges they come to empower us, so then when you get to the next level, we stay there, we don't go back, right? And think about this. If you want to keep growing, for every new level, you have a new devil waiting for you. Now, are you going to become a giant layer, or you want to step back and stay in the comfort zone? In the community we are in, we talk a lot about egos. And this weekend I was studying about egos, and I didn't know, I just learned this weekend that the eagle will live 20 years and then reach 20 years of age. They have to break their beak and the claws because they start growing and either they can't eat, so they have to literally knock their heads against the rock to break the beak, so grows another one, and then they can live for another 20 years. And just imagine this, like they literally come through against the rock, like in a sprint, to get the claws out, because again, it's growing and then grows like this and get inside of the skin and they can die. Like, imagine the pain. Even when I'm cutting my own nail and I get the clip and go just a little deeper, it hurts. Imagine taking the whole thing off. And some eagles, they just give up. They cannot support the pain. Now, if you're going through pain, as Joseph mentioned, this moment when it feels scary to jump, that's the time when you jump in. Because if not, you will still on the same place, and I can't do either. So, Joseph, thanks for sharing, because honestly, when I think about all these things and everything that is happening, and again, your immediate group of individuals, they're the ones that are trying to protect us. They don't want to see us in pain and stressed. It's like, don't, just slow down. Don't have to do. You're already so successful. And again, successful is very subjective, because for every single person, success means something different. For me, wealth is the ability to win my time back. So I'm pursuing that. Yeah, but you're working, and then some people, they do that and they die. That's okay, because when I die, that's it. That's it. But until then, I'm gonna keep pursuing the ability to say no when I want to say no, or to say yes to the things that I want to say yes, right? And when you get to that new level, oh my goodness, that problem that I had here, that was like a walk in the park. So I want to have a life where when I get to the ceiling, that ceiling will be my floor from the past. Always pushing up, and then you go and grow a little bit, face the pain, have honest conversations, seek help, take care of a mental health. Okay, I'm ready for more fight right now. And then you push it over again and keep pushing and stretching ourselves. You can do amazing things. Now, I would love to hear from you guys. What are the things this week that you want to accomplish and is a big challenge and you can't see clearly on how to solve it? Anyone?
I can start.
Come on.
Hey guys, it's Sigfredo here. One of the things that I want to try to accomplish this week is continue working on my fear. So one of my fears is taking action, and I believe I nailed it down to its limiting belief of big money deals. So I'm scared of taking action with big capital because every time when it comes to small things, I'm very good with um, doing like small contracts with individuals, and just small deals like small business deals. But when it comes to big money, that's when I get scared. So one big action I'm going to take this week is I'm looking to do arbitrage deals in Costa Rica for Airbnb. So I contacted already 4 people who would be interested in that. So now my next step is going to be to get into meetings with them and take action and actually put something under contract and move the ball forward on those arbitrage deals.
Now, eat the frog first. Get the most difficult conversation done first.
Hmm.
Everything else is just like so light. I don't know. There's a book that talks about eating the frog, and I read this book a few times. Highly recommend it. Eat the frog first. You will realize that when it comes to raising capital, and this is my own personal perspective and experience, it's much easier to raise large sums of capital at once than a small amount of capital. I have one investor that came in on a project, and this investor invested with me, and this single investor invested $700,000. And it was the first time that I had somebody saying yes. It's such a large amount of capital in my project. And the conversation went like this: I love what you're doing. Tell me more. Yes, let's jump in a Zoom call. We jump in the Zoom call. This is the project. This is how you can do it. And this is the perspective. Those are the numbers. Send me over. I send it over. They did their own due diligence. We like this. How would deposit the money? This is a trust account. Okay, check your email. Transfer completed. Of course, you had to sign the contract in the between. But it was like very boom, 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 done. And then I had in the same project one investor that came in with 24,000. Guess who calls me more often to ask about the project? The one that came in with 700 or the one that came in with 24? Because the one that came in with 700 has multiple sevens to invest and understand the risks. The one that came in with 24 was fearful. It's like, this is my livelihood. This is all I have, right? Now, what I can say, and again, in my own experience, go ahead despite of your fears. And facing the fear head on, there's the perspective of a buffalo in a bowl in a storm. The buffalo will put the head down and face the storm head on, and the bull will run on the opposite side. Now, because the buffalo faces the storm and get in head on, will go through the storm faster, and the bull will have a higher chance to get hurt because it's trying to run away, right? Now, as you are going towards this project and it's scary, eat the frog first, meaning do the most difficult, have the most difficult conversations and do the most difficult things at once. Number one, get them out of the way. I've been debating with the whole to-do list because I'm a to-do list kind of person. And I'm like, many times I make these lists and there are things that I just don't do it. It's like, oh, I didn't have time to do it tomorrow. Oh, I didn't have time to do it tomorrow. So I'm like, no, I got to change the way that I see this. I'm going to do the most difficult things first. And then everything else, if it's not that it's not worth my time, but can I delegate this to someone that can do this much faster than I am, than I can, for much less effort? Yes. Okay. And I try to delegate as much as I can. Now, going after bigger projects is scary because when you go to the table of negotiation with investors, even with sellers and all of that, they want to ask you, what is your tracking record? I was used to say, I'm part of a community, you're doing almost $1 billion. And that can backfire very quickly because I come in projecting, hey, this is who I am. But then, hey, the deposit. There are some other challenges that comes in the conversations. Like I said, well, but like that can backfire. So then I had to learn a hack. How can I still be credible pursuing larger projects without having the tracking record? Partnering with individuals that have the tracking record. So then I can leverage their record as part of my own, because now I'm part of the team. And Joseph, again, thank you. Great contribution. Just like how David Golden puts. Once you reach to the top of the mountain, keep pushing yourself to find another mountain and raise the bar even freaking higher. Yes, sir. So, Sig, question for you. What is the one thing from our group that would be helpful in this journey for you this week?
I think just getting like more, like maybe more like help from somebody who's done an arbitrage deal before.
Okay.
I think that would, yeah, I think that would be like the most helpful thing. Or like the next steps maybe after, because it's all new. So it's all new for me. I've never done an Airbnb deal, but like you said, I'm trying to face it like a bull, and I'm
Mhm.
just trying to take the actions, and then whatever comes along, find a way to fix it, find a way to get through it.
Okay. Joseph, have you done arbitrage? Please go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. All
Come
energy.
on.
Morning.
Hi. Um, so I can give you some insight on this because I have not done it personally, but I manage buildings that I have owners of buildings. They allow the arbitrage. So I'm dealing with the people who does the arbitrage, and I see their challenges, and also I see how I react to them when I manage the building, and how we deal with these challenges. So the basic idea is you have to rent an apartment from a business. You take the risk, you pay that monthly rent payment, and then you try to leverage it and rent it short term to get extra income from it. So what happened is the first risk you took over is how many days I can rent it so that I can be break even to pay that rent. And what if I don't get that minimum rent? So I'm paying the extra. And the other risk is, okay, if I'm gonna do, because you are renting in Costa Rica. So I have some guys, they are from Ontario, and they have arbitrage in Alberta. So they are not here even. So what they are doing, they are not doing like in person check-in. It's all like automated. So they have a lockbox code. They have the keys in the lockbox, for example, and they give an instruction to the people. The challenge is that often I evicted a person last week for one reason, because they ran to someone, which is one person. Then this person apparently is not the person who rented the apartment through Airbnb, or they come and they bring with them other people like four and five to do a party, and then they violate the rules. So like in the middle of the night, I receive complaints that they are in the hallway, that there is noise, there's something. So I work with them to solve, like, I deal with them like any other tenant. If their guests will respect the rules of other tenants, then there should be fine. But if they don't respect the rules and they don't have measures to control what is going on with their guest, then the trouble will happen, and then you're gonna lose your business. So my only advice to you, if you're gonna jump in, work on measures to control your guest, because you will have people who are coming to Costa Rica just to have fun, and you are arbitraging. So if your project is just like one unit by itself, you don't have to worry. But if your project, the rental project, is in a multifamily building, now you have to worry about other tenants, that they are long-term tenants who lives in that building, And then, for example, you can consider putting noise sensors inside the units. I have one of Airbnb like investors. They have like noise sensors, so they can watch through their phones. If there is like noise level, will go like beyond, so they reach out to their guest. They have smoke detectors. That is also, if there is like too much smoke inside the unit, whether it's weeds, whether it's cigarette, it will show them that, oh, there is a high level there. And if you can partner with a local person there to see if in case of something goes wrong south, crisis, a property manager will call you, they are doing this, they parked in a wrong place and now I'm towing their car. uh, Someone there to just go and try to solve the issue with the building owner or the property manager. Otherwise it's so easy to arbitrage, but it's so easy to lose the business as well. That's my only insights for you. I hope
And
that.
another great thing, and I appreciate that very much, because another great thing you can take in consideration is this. If you've never done that specific strategy, try to connect to somebody who've done, and try to even mirror them or offer value. Like I am doing an arbitrage project right now in Florida, and I'm basically doing an arbitrage for co-living. I rented a house in a resort, and I'm renting per room that house, right? Because I was trying to understand if I did have any space for the co-living without being an Airbnb or pad split, which is a strategy in the US that is growing. And I found this strategy. So I, first of all, read lots of books. So I'm reading books about different strategies. I am looking and connecting individuals that are doing things in the next level, in a step before mine. So like a step ahead and a step before, for lack of a better word. And I'm again, trial and error. And try to have some financial backup just in case things go south and you have to compensate the owner for whatever reason. Insurance in place, right? And again, I highly encourage you to connect with Joseph offline. Is a, oh my goodness, Joseph connected a few times, and all the feedback I have from all the professionals involved with you is always an amazing feedback because you know your stuff. Julie, she also had great experience, not just by doing, but by to watching other professionals doing. And you definitely can cross that bridge and burn the boat. Having a plan B can be a trap. Again, this is a crazy advice. I'm not giving this advice to anybody, but in my own experience, every time I had a plan B, I got a little bit complacent. I was like, well, if it doesn't work, I can rely on this. And then once you burn the boat, either works or works, even if it hurts. Like I'm literally in a point right now that one of my properties, I'm almost considering, I mean, it's not almost, I am considering the idea to donate to somebody else, just because it became a challenge. And cash flows, great value, there's equity on it, but it's taking too much of my time. So then that equity I have, which I do have equity, versus my peace of mind to be thinking about other projects is a block. I try to sell it and sell, okay, if somebody want it, it's yours, and go and be happy, right? This is a painful decisions, but you face head on. Did we help at all, Sigfredo?
Yes, I got a lot of good notes here. Thank you so much.
Love it. Who's next? Who is next? I do want to be mindful of your time as well. Marjorie, come on, sister. Woo, let's go.
Hey everyone, great to see you. I'm really glad you came up with this great idea, Sandra. Thank you so much. This is really motivating for Monday morning. Um, well, my issue is almost the same as Sigfredo. Pushing through the fear. I'm very new in real estate investing. Pushing through the fear, like my issue is actually talking, to people to tell them what I'm doing. and try to get investors. So that's what I'm dealing with. I mean, of course, I'm doing, everything that I can. I'm being brave. I'm trying to be brave, trying to be fearless. But it's that, and I really love what Joseph said, it's that moment when, it feels scary, something like that. That's when you really have to push. So, I just want to say I'm really glad you came up with this, and I'm getting like a lot of insights already from everything that everybody's saying so far. So thank you.
Yes, and thank you for sharing. I will say this, and again, things that I'm saying, they're based on my personal experience, okay? We see, and again, I'm not talking about any specific community because you have many different communities out there that they bring a lot of value, great people. But what I find, again, in my personal journey, is that we see a few individuals doing certain strategies, and then that becomes their Bible. Do this, it's gonna work, because it worked for them. And it's like, oh my goodness, this is great. And then we try to follow the steps into the same. And I hear often people saying, take massive action, go big or go bigger, which is phenomenal. But what people are not saying is this, but hey, if you fall, the fall will also be big and the pain will also be strong. So I had so many conversations with some of you guys here, and these conversations, they're always like, okay, let's go big. Yes, but we are not on a sprint. We are in a marathon. So if I could go back on time, what would I do differently? I wouldn't buy properties or get myself involved in projects in 3 different cities in New Brunswick, and then Ottawa region, then Cleveland, Florida, Saskatchewan, São Paulo in Brazil, all over the place. Oh, it's a great opportunity. And think about this. Opportunities, they are like buses. If you miss one, there's another bus coming up, right? So the fear is real. Even myself, I got a message this morning, we need to talk. And I had chills over my body. It's like, oh, because it would be a difficult conversation. Someone that invested a large sum of amount, like a large sum of money in one of my projects, the economy changed, so the numbers changed. The property is there. It's not that we lost, but this individual is not a traditional investor. So then in their mind, it's like, I'm losing my money. It's like, wow, no, it's delayed, but it is there. And that's a difficult conversation to have. Why? Because when I was in like rolling, people were like, hey, throwing money at you. That's going to happen. Like people start throwing money at you because you're rolling or in the momentum. But as the moment that things change, then you have to have difficult conversations. The same people say, that's not what I signed up for. Yes, you did. Well, look at the contract. No, I don't care. I'm going to sue you. I'm going to bring you to court. And this is just a reality. So, Marjorie, you got to get comfortable with the idea. And again, it's easier said than done, but you got to get comfortable with the idea of having difficult conversations about the worst case scenario. Okay? Because when you're pitching investors, we want to give the good news. Why this project? Why me? At the end of the day, people look at the numbers, but they're going to invest in you, right? More than anything. And if someone asks you, what is the worst case scenario? The worst case scenario is losing everything. And be okay and have this conversation. If the person's like, are you crazy? I don't want to lose everything. No, I'm not saying that you're going to lose everything, but there's a real possibility. You're working with projections. Person, oh, I don't want to invest. That's not your person. So then how you find these other individuals? And again, my own personal experience, being vulnerable, being truthful, and be open about the things that I'm doing, the things that are going well, the things that are not going so well. And I'm sharing this with individuals that trust my ability to get things done, is building that credibility. But they also want to see things done. And it's easier if you get a smaller project, get it done, validate. You learn because if you have mistakes, it's easier to correct than a massive one. And then you go eat an elephant. What is the easiest way to eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? And then I get the small bite. Let's deal with this small bite. Okay, done. Next and next and next. Taking action will create momentum, and momentum will create the opportunities. But Sandra, how we do this? Well, social media is the simplest and easiest way to start putting yourself out there. I'm not comfortable with the camera. Well, record yourself. And then the more you do, the more you get comfort with your own voice. Well, I don't look that great. Honestly, people don't really care about that. We're not models. We're not here to look good. You are here to give value, right? And be, again, but Sandra, I don't find any project. Well, partner then with people that are finding projects and they need help. And I can promise you, from Alfonso and I mean, I want to just be mindful to with names, but I was trying to say is like from Alfonso to Johnny or to anyone, there's always things that they are doing that they have on their plates. They say, hey, I can add value to you. Let me take this one out of your plate. Let's go together. You will find individuals willing to help you along the way. So you learn the experience, they leverage your time, and it's a win-win. I'm winning because I'm learning. I jumped in projects that I have like 2% ownership. Now, but why did I do that? Well, a few things. One gives me social currency. I am one of the owners of this project, right? So when I was building the street cred, be part of a team that is already doing things remarkably, it helps. But keep in mind, where are you going? Do you have a clear vision about where you're going? If you don't, that's where you have to start. Have a very clear vision of your destination. Because the valley, so you see the top of the mountain, but you have a valley to go through. And sometimes can get foggy. You have beasts there trying to eat you alive. And you have the low-level demons trying to rob your peace and borrow in your mind. And you build that consistency and you build that protection around your mind. Oh, okay, now I can deal with this. And then you move to the next step. Does it make sense?
Yeah, definitely makes sense.
Love it.
Yes.
Julie!
Thank you.
Julie raised her hand. Julie, are you in the house? Ethan, come on.
Sorry,
I
Sandro,
am. I am, but sorry, I was having trouble. But I think Joseph was before me. I saw him raise his hand, like in front of the camera. Before Joseph, go ahead.
That's okay. That's okay, Julie. Go ahead.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Thank you again, Sandro. Hi, Sandro, you're the best.
We are early riser, guys. It's here like we are 2 hours behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no
That's so
excuse
true.
to be here, Joseph.
So, yeah, one of my challenges is probably going to be the same. I'm going to this week I have to we have 4 days. I have to raise a big sum of money. This is my first time doing that. Doing that for real estate, but donating for fundraisers, that's no problem, right? So yeah, it's going to be quite a challenging thing. And another thing that I want to do is make sure that I don't miss any days of exercising. I was really on a roll, but missed Saturday and Sunday. So I want to get back on track.
I love it. And you can do it. I'll say this. And anyone that was in a video call with me 6 months ago, you were seeing a Sandro that was 45 pounds heavier. I lost 45 pounds in 6 months. Were you sick? No. I put in my mind, I'm going to do it. And I did. It wasn't easy. I even remember Julie, she was in a retreat in the US. It was a wellness retreat, like fancy things that Julie liked to do, which I love. It's like, Julie, I love that, but that's not in my budget. Now I got to find a different route. But I also absorbed some of the suggestions you gave and then helped me to stay on top of my health, and I lost the 45 pounds. Now, capital raising is in nowadays one of the most common conversations you're having because money became scarce, right? There's still plenty of money out there. But now, before, people just like, whoa, I'm invest, throwing money. And right now, you really have to have real conversations with people to show the value that you are bringing to the table. The easiest way you can do this, again, based on my personal experience, is start the conversation. It's the easiest way. The more you talk about the opportunity you're giving, you gotta change the way you think. Oh my goodness, I gotta go and talk to people so they invest with me. Change the narrative. I'm gonna go and talk to people and give them an opportunity. Hey guys, I'm doing this with you or without you. Now, I can give you an opportunity to be part of what I'm doing, right? And then changing the narrative. I understand so many techniques that people use and all of that. And yesterday I'm browsing and I come across a post and I couldn't believe this guy, he posted here on social media, disappear for 1 month and come back financially free. We are looking for 10 men aged 30 and above who are tired of being broke, but don't know how to achieve their financial goals. Click here. I'm like, disappear for a month and come back financially free? What? And the dude has such a nice picture, a nice suit, and showing his Rolex. Like, okay, what is this about? And I clicked on the thing. Like, I know what he's doing. I know what he's doing. And yet, I want to check it out. So think about this for a second. A lot of times, we have this in our minds. Man, I'm not going to do this because people, they will reject and they're going to say no, and it's not going to work. But you don't know. So we got to stop playing that in our own head and go and have the conversation and go expecting a no. So if you got a yes, oh, this is a yes. And I did. Like, I'm guilty by association here, but like when that couple invested 700,000, okay, guys, this is the project, how much I'm raising. And then when they said yes, I'm like, say what? Really? And I'm like, yeah. And then they told me, Sandro, like, don't downplay yourself. Because I was so used to no, or people don't say no. Oh, send me the package. I'm going to take a look. I love this, but send me the package. And then I have package collectors and all of that. But getting that word out there. Again, Julie, I'm going to put on the spot. I love how you're positioning yourself on social media. I love that. But there are people that are doers, givers, and takers. And you often positioning yourself among the takers. So they take from you, and they never give back. Because you're a giver. But also position yourself almost in a selfish way. What I'm trying to say is this. Yes, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm capable of, and I have an opportunity for you. Now, if you want to miss the opportunity, that's on you. But just be a little bit more assertive because you're so nice. And it's okay to be so nice. Now, you can be a good person, but to be like a super nice person, the takers, they will take advantage of that. Stop that. And be assertive and confident. And again, what is the worst case scenario? The worst case scenario is not being able to raise the capital. Oh, okay. So you don't have the capital today anyway. So then let's go after the best case scenario. We are going to get this done no matter what. Does it make sense?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Love it. Ethan, come on, brother.
Yes, good morning, Sandro. Thank you very much. It's very nice being here. It's a pleasure. Thank you. It's
Yeah, we can see you.
sorry. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, very good. Okay. Yeah, it's what I'm handling with this week is tomorrow I'm preparing for a deal if it's go or not go. So we will have a lot of conversation. I was working on this deal for a year or so, but it's going fun. It's a large one. I was looking for smaller ones, and this was small. But when I hit it, the area around that is also can be gatherable, let's say, buyable. So makes sense to make it larger. So I'm going for that. Kind of. So we will see. We will decide when we come there. We don't know yet. But yes, the things you said makes perfect sense. Instead of being there, here, or but one step at a time. Oh, yes. I mean, you can go still like this, but control more things around you, let's say. I mean, instead of having one here, one there, or one uh, small, one large, maybe. I mean, it's kind of, if you control things around yourself, I mean, the more things you control, it's better to move forward. And once you get comfortable, you move next level, next level. I mean, in order to continue that, that makes perfect sense. I love it. And also, what Joseph said also makes perfect sense. I mean, it's the new thing, the arbitrage is kind of little difficult and it's far again. So all things here is wonderful, sharing these experiences, thoughts, and starting the week like this is very valuable. Thank you very much for this, Sandro.
You're very welcome. Thank you. And Abigail, nice to have you here, sister. So nice to see your little window open there. So Joseph, before I go, just Abigail, are you in the house? Do you have, are you
I
able?
am.
Words, okay. I want to hear from you as well. And after that, Joseph, have the words right after.
Good morning, everyone. Bright and early here in Ontario. One of the challenges I've been working on, identify with a lot of things that have been said. I mean, I'm also trying to raise capital. I'm also trying to be more visible on social media while trying to be private. And I have a hard time finding that balance. So, I mean, I don't really post anything. So I went more on the private side, but it's always nice to see other posts. It's encouragement. And yeah. And I think once I checked in with it's always good to reach out and talk to people who are doing it. So this week, I think it's tomorrow, I'm checking in with someone who's done what I've been trying to do and hoping to get encouragement that way. So that's what I'm going to work on this week.
I love it. So Joseph, before you go, before you say, I just want to say this. A great way that I've been practicing myself, and I have a whiteboard here, and when I have a big challenge, I write a question. So I start a phrase. I have this challenge, and then the name of the challenge. I have to deal with this challenge. How can I solve this? And then I write 20 possible questions. Who can I reach out to? Like, and literally having these 20 things done, start with 5 and then go to 10. And you find some great insights. So I highly encourage you guys to also have this in consideration. And we can do this. Come on, Joseph.
Morning again. So, Sandro, thank you for having us. One thing that attracted me to join the group, because I see you are a person of high energy. Your tone of voice, every time I see a post or something, boost my energy. And I'm a believer that it's all about our energy status. If we are in a low energy mode, we will not produce. If we are on a higher energy, uh, like status, we're gonna produce. This mind gonna be creative. So that's why I joined. Especially it's a Monday, it's a 5 a.m. So it's the best way to boost this energy. uh I'm so thankful for that. I would like to, like, I see you as our Tony Robbins. Let's do it this way. Let's put it this way. So instead, I would suggest, this is our first time we are doing this, and maybe this is the first time with the group. Probably the word will spread, and next Monday we will have more and more. I would say, instead of, we can talk about challenges, but ways to be visionary and put energy to produce, and instead of discussing like challenges and fear at the start. So we can discuss challenges, because you said it, we all have challenges, and that's the way, because what we are doing, we are failing. Like the week before, I failed in the broker exam. If I was like with low energy mood, I would never try again. I'll say, it's not for me. Yeah, let's go. I think it's not meant to be me. But no, stand up, do it again,
Let's
pass.
freaking go. Let's
know,
freaking go. I
yeah,
love
yeah.
it. I
So
agree. This is something that I'm going to do every Monday morning. And I have an agenda that is coming up. So I like a program, not a program, but like
yeah,
following something that I've been creating. Exactly, to set the tone for the week. So it doesn't matter the challenge. You are not alone. You are alive and you can do this. So before you guys go, let's do a boot. Put our hands together. And let's,
oh,
as fast as you can. Like, yes, we can do this. Come on. Can you feel your blood, like the blood boiling?
blood, the heat,
Like,
everything. Let's do it, guys.
let's go. Guys, I'm so thankful for every single one of you guys here. I see you next Monday. If you can share the post, invite more people that just want to get into this energy vibe. And again, I'm not trying to create a community to compete with anybody, but just putting out what I've been giving for free. I'm giving that out, and we get the energy from each other. And there's no problem that is unsolvable. We got to become problem solvers. That's how we're going to attract opportunities. That's going to attract deals. That's how we're going to attract people. And that's how the money will follow us, because the money is a consequence, right? That's not the end. And people see that. It's like, oh my goodness, I want to invest with Abigail, with Joseph, with Ethan, Siegfried, Julie, and Marjorie. I want to invest with Sandro. And let's go and change lives through our life experiences. Guys, thank you so much. Stay blessed. By the best. Have an amazing week.
Let's have a picture and let's pause.
Yes.
You got it?
Oh, sorry. I didn't take. Okay.
I thought, because I don't
Okay.
see everybody here.
Okay, so let me
I
take the
don't know.
picture. Okay.
You can take
One.
it and send it to us.
Okay, so 1, 2, go. Okay, I did take the picture.
Awesome.
Have an amazing week, guys. Stay blessed by the best. I see you next Monday at 7 a.m. Let's go.
Let's go. Have a good
Ciao,
weekend.
Ciao, guys.